What's happening, guys? This is Steve from PMS. We're out here in Howell with Carrie. We just completed a project a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
A couple weeks ago with you guys, and out here doing a little testimonial with Carrie about our company and the differences between our company and some other companies.
The difference is consultation, 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 and delivery. Everything that I was told was delivered 100%. My expectations were met higher than what I even thought they would be. The cleanliness, the way people talked to me, they made me feel like this job was the biggest job of the year. And then the finishing part, when they were all finished and they started bringing dirt in and backfilling around here and planting grass seed, that blew me away. But then I think it was Carlos, the truck driver, he came to pick up the stone. He came to pick up all the equipment.
Raul, yes.
Raul,
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Roberto asked us the day that he left, do you want this crushed stone? My husband said, yeah, I can use it. He goes, yeah, you should use it to fill some of the holes in your driveway. So that day, when he came to pick everything up, I was in the house. I came out, said, do you need anything? He said, no. He picked everything up. He literally took that stone before he lidded that skid steer and filled all the low spots in my driveway and graded my driveway. Backwards going out of the driveway, there was no tire tracks in my driveway when I came out to go run errands. I was like, and he was still at the road, and I'm like, did you grade my driveway? And he's like, see, I'm like, I never expected that.
That's awesome.
You would have never known that the guys were here except for this finished product, because there was no garbage, there was no remains of anything. Like, everything was picked up, it was filled 100%, the quota.
Raul's been with us for 16 years, which is kind of cool. Yeah, this is his 16th year with us. Go through the consultation of how we were able to give you the design in the showroom, if you don't mind.
Well, the best part about it was when I decided to go with We're the Guys, instead of calling, I got on the website and I filled out that form.
Okay.
I filled out that form, I think at 6:30, 7 o'clock at night. And after watching you on the Home Improvement Show on Channel 7,
okay.
that between that and one recommendation,
okay.
From a client of mine, Angela England, that's why I said I'm going to fill this out. By 9 o'clock the next morning, I had a phone call.
Okay.
I had a phone call and I had an appointment of when Aaron would come here. He came and he spoke to my husband, said your next appointment will be at the showroom.
Okay.
I went to the showroom unexpectedly knowing that there was 3 Were the Guys on Mound Road. And I was like, where am I going? And when I finally did get to where I was supposed to be, I was very overwhelmed by the size and the amount of product that was in that building.
Yeah.
I was there for 5 hours with Aaron. He walked me through every single step of what was going to take place, on how the layering of the material from the ground to virgin soil to hand digging to we're not going to mess up your lawn, we're going to use plywood, small equipment, the compression. We're not going to worry about your pipes, everything. Like, he took me through everything. I knew, when I left there, I felt like I knew every single thing about this job.
You could do sales for us now.
Yeah. Okay. I'm up for that. So after that, I came home and I called him. I said, I'm going to he said, you can do financing. We talked about financing. We talked about how it would be paid for, how the financing worked. And so then I said, that was on a Wednesday. I said, I will let you know by 10 o'clock Friday morning what the answer to all of this is. I got to go home and present it all to my husband, and we'll go from there. When I gave it all to my husband and explained it to him, who's had back surgery, I said, this is the way for us to go. So we went that way. And I said to Aaron at 10 o'clock when I called him, we're on board. And I said, the only thing I think I did wrong was I did not bring back a sample of the stone that I picked out. And he said, don't worry about it. I'm going to be out that way on Saturday and I'll drop it off. Not did he only drop off one piece of this stone, it's a pattern.
Yeah.
He dropped off the whole pattern.
Right.
And so I knew at that point that I had made the right choice because of my back porch and the white, and I didn't want it to be so stark with the white cement against the pool. That's when I knew. I said to my husband, I go, where do you get service like this? Like, they're treating us like we're going to build a palace on our property. And I said, this is probably the smallest job they'll do all year. And so from that point on, I have had, then he said, you know, you're going to receive a phone call when we're going to be coming out, when you're put on the roster. I got that phone call. You're going to receive an email of when the week is that we'll be there. Then he called me. Then him and Luis came. They were here for an hour and a half laying this job out. Luis spoke in his phone. He talked about, then he sends that, I guess, to the guys that are going to do the work.
Translation.
Yeah. So when they came, they also said to me, well, let's walk through the project. How is it? Tell me what what is your expectation, they said to me. And I was like, well, you know, I just want to let you know that this is, you know, this is piping and that's septic and that, you know, we have to be careful here. He said, yep. I looked at the video. I have it all down. I pretty much know what we're going to be doing, but I just wanted to make sure that we're both on the same page. And I said, yeah. And they went to work. And every day when he would come, he was so kind to me, and he would always ask me what my expectation for the day was. And are you happy? Do you have any questions? Is everything looking the way you expect it to? And I was like spot on every day. Everything that they said they were going to do, they followed through with, which was amazing to me. Because I've not had that kind of luck in life, believe me.
That leads me, because I was going to ask that, have you had other experiences with other contractors in the past? Even, I know you had a selection process for us and other companies, but working with other contractors, have you had other experiences that were good or not so good? Or
No. Every contractor that came here, there was only one that could give me a drawing. All the other ones just wanted to mark out the ground with spray paint. Mm-hmm. They could not answer my question on elevations, steps, drainage, and that was a concern of mine. And they never could come down to a firm price. And then I had to go somewhere to pick out product without them. So then you don't know whether you're picking out high-level product, low-level product, premium product. Yeah. You don't know. I always say, I'm a hairdresser. Yeah. I claim to know a little bit about a lot of stuff.
Sure.
But I didn't know anything about pavers. I've learned a lot about this, and this is not a job that I would ever take on myself.
To do it right.
Because you have to have the equipment for it.
You do.
And you could go rent the equipment, but I don't think it would be as good as what you own if you had a company.
That's it. I actually could not say that better. We just did a video, and the equipment is a huge deal. It's a really important thing, and a lot of the guys that we go up against are landscapers as well. And there's nothing wrong with a landscaper, but we don't do plants, we do hard surface. So Correct. If you do hard surface every single day, I think we have tools that a lot of guys don't have, which gives us a little bit of an advantage, number one, on efficiency, but number two, on quality and longevity of the job.
Well, I was totally impressed when they cut this curve in. So I came out here and the pavers had extended. They were more like square. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how are they going to get a curve in here with a bunch of square blocks? But I'm like, I know they can do it.
Yeah.
And they had this piece of conduit, it looked like. Yeah. And they laid it down and then they chalked the line. And then the one worker had this saw and he just walked along, and I was blown away. I thinking, how are those not moving? Yeah, and when they started putting this border in, they laid this all on Friday. And it was 7 o'clock at night and they put this whole border in, and they said to me, we're not done. I'm like thinking, this looks great.
Yeah.
And then when they came back to finish, and they 45'd every corner. Yeah. Because they just had the bricks laying in there. Well, then they come back and they recut them all. Yeah. I'm like, I have a lot of friends that have pavers. They don't have that.
That
is a finished. Yeah. That is so finished, and
how smooth the curves are going up.
Everything. And when Aaron was here and Luis was here, and they were trying to figure out this corner, there was some talk about more product, and Luis looked right at me and said, that's not going to change anything, don't worry. And I thought, wow, he knew that I was going to question that.
Yeah.
Like, but he knew right away. He said, that doesn't have anything to do with you. It's not going to change anything. Everything's going to stay the way it is. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. I cannot say enough about how I was treated, how my family was treated, how my property was treated, and how my project was treated. I just feel that I was the most important person on your whole roster for the whole year. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. And I would, well, when I went to the end of the driveway and spoke to the gentleman that was picking all of the equipment up, I said something to him, I would love to have pavers in my driveway. And he goes, they do concrete. I go, oh, they do? And
He's our finisher too.
And I go, you do? And he
Yeah.
goes, yeah. And I go, well, maybe not this year, but that
Yeah.
will be next year's project.
Yeah, he actually does we don't do a ton of concrete, like 20 a year.
Yeah.
But he's our finisher, so when we have to make sure we get ahead of schedule, because when he's finishing, he's not delivering. There's
Right.
11 crews, so
Yeah.
he keeps all those crews fed and managed. So generally, when we do a concrete job, it'll take us a week to get everything prepped for all the other guys and crews out there, so we can have him allocate the day or two out there to finish the concrete.
Well, I'll tell you.
Very, very talented guy. That guy is unbelievable.
So I would like to have that turnaround done and that driveway done, my approach to my, so that is next. I mean, because this is it. This is as far as we're going to go. My husband and I are going to, we started out together at the age of 10, next door to one another.
That's so cool.
Up here in Howell. And yeah, we've been together for 40 years. Wow. Well, we've been married for 40 years.
Yeah.
So we have been together longer than we ever lived with one of our parents.
Wow.
Because we got married when we were 22.
That's amazing.
So,
and you guys have known each other since you were 10?
Yeah.
Wow.
We grew up next door to one another. We laugh because he used to hunt bird, and we had a bird dog at our house, and he had a gun. So that's how we would do things. You have the gun, I have the dog. Let's go, you know.
So Dina, she runs the business.
Right.
So it's so funny that you say that, because Dina and Bob have a very similar story. Bob's a duck hunter. She had the dog. But now they have several dogs. They have 4, and he goes hunting still. But he goes out and he does bird hunting. He does all different kinds of hunting.
Yeah, we don't bird hunt anymore. But my husband, now we're teaching all these 4 little ones to go hunting for deer. But yeah,
there's a ton of deer.
So the bottom line is, yes, this is where we're going to end. So I say this is our oil painting of life, and we're going to finish it before we're finished. So, yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
you have helped me to achieve something that I never thought was possible, in the manner that I never dreamed in this day and age with customer service. Customer service doesn't exist anymore, anywhere. And this was a joy. And one of the things that I have come to the realization of is the quality of this will long outlast the price that I paid.
Yeah.
I have to say I said to my husband, this is probably the biggest project that we've ever paid for in our life, other than building our home and putting in that pool. And every day I come out here, and I said, and I love it. I walk out here every day to let the dog out. So the other day my husband was out here and he was smoothing that area to put grass seed down, and we were both standing here, and I said, don't you just love these pavers? And he goes, you know, I honestly do. And I said, do you ever think about how much money it cost us? And he said, not at all. He said, the quality of this is much stronger in my heart and my head than the price tag that I paid.
It's an honor. Honor to hear that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So this job, I had one company in Livingston County bid this job. They wanted $40,000. Obviously, they didn't want the job. Yep.
$40,000.
$40,000 for this, and then you guys also did that paver area in the back of the pool.
Right. Just a
because
little
we did that because for our solar reel, because we thought, you know, the cement isn't wide enough with the kids, you know, going around the pool. So I said we're gonna have to do a slight extension. So we made it a little bit longer, and we have a new solar reel coming. In fact, it's being delivered today. So that's what that is for. And when they told me that, I was like, okay, that's a little crazy.
Yeah, and they're right down the street probably
Yeah.
from you.
Well, and so let me clarify a little bit. He had added a wall to that. He was
Okay.
going to do a wall. He was going to charge me $10,000 for the wall and $30,000 for this. Yeah. And I was like, no, I can't do that. I was blown away. So I felt like I was this was very fairly priced. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We're not the lowest, but we never claim to be. But yeah, we're definitely not. We don't.
But it was very fairly priced. I don't feel like I was overcharged at all. And after watching those men do the work that they did in the heat that they did, their performance was over the moon. I mean, like they took lunch.
1 hour.
Which Aaron told me they will take lunch. They'll take a siesta for an hour. But when it was hot, they would go sit underneath that tree. They would find shade, and they would work like an hour to an hour and a half. Then they'd have to go take a break with water, which I had no problem with. And I just, yeah.
We have to tell them that.
I have to say that if I had anybody else working here, they would have said, "We're calling off the day. It's too hot." Yeah. They would have said, "We're going home."
It's funny too, because when we call the guys, you know, hey, it's really hot. You guys can come in early, you know, because it is, and I'm out getting in and out of AC, and it's burning
Still
up.
hot.
Like, guys, you can come in. No one comes in. They work like that. So the leadership from Luis. So Luis was in charge of this crew last year. Been with them for 5-6 years, so you have to be with us for 4 years before you can become a foreman. But now Luis is helping manage all the projects, and we actually just had a meeting yesterday and said, I don't know how we did it without Luis doing what he does. Like, I don't know how we were
he
operating.
Was so when he came here, he was so, like, he looked at every inch of this project. Like, he looked at this elevation. He recognized it as soon as he came up. And he was happy for the curve. He said he thought the curve was good. And this curve also. He said you could do it straight and then kind of come into a curve, but he said it kind of all flowed.
Yeah.
So because of the way the rock wall went and things like that. But he was very on target with the design and the elevation of the ground. And he got right to business. He was measuring stuff, you know, and fixing stuff. Yeah, he's good. He was very good. Like I said, they were here for an hour and a half, and he kept saying to me, "Do you have any questions?" And I said, "No, it looks like your hand." Like, I didn't have to question it because I could see every step along the way in this job that in my head, as I was questioning it, they were already taking care of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They were one step ahead of me, like, oh, okay, I'm not going to question that. That's, you know. So I got to the point after the second day, I was like, everything is good. And that whole mesh thing that they put on the ground, and they fill with rocks, that thing's incredible.
Isn't that awesome?
This is not going anywhere. Yeah. No, I love it. I absolutely love it. I would, now like I said, now I want to do the driveway and cement, and I wanted to go. We have an area on the other side of the house that we want to put a 3-season room on, but now I want to be able to extend this to attach to the 3-season room.
We can help you.
So that when I get old, you can stick me out there in my wheelchair. Yeah, definitely. And I know who I will call.
Thank you.
So, and you're younger than me, so I know you'll be there.
No days promised, right?
No, that's right. No days are promised.
No days are promised.
No.
Live everyone with joy, and treat other people the way you want to be treated, and serve the way you want to be served.
That's right. Yep. That's
I'm
right.
sure you have to do that in your business.
I do.
You have clients
You do.
that are how long has some of your clients been with you?
Oh my gosh, I've been doing hair for 43, going on 44 years.
So you have clients that are probably decades.
Yes. Yep.
That says
Long
a lot
time. It does.
about you too.
You have to take interest in the people that come to you.
What do they say? It's interesting people are interested. I just heard that.
It's very
So I was
true.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I would do this again in a minute.
I want one more hug, and thank you so much for that. That was awesome.
It's been amazing.
Thank you. I couldn't ask for a better testimonial too. How happy. I mean, everybody's happy, but it's hard, they're busy. It's hard to get people to sit down, and then people worry if, you know, we're not going to put your information out. We don't use last names. We don't, but people worry about their privacy, and I understand that as well. So they know you're from Howell, but that's it. They know your first name.
Yeah. And I've been here for since I was very young.
Look at all these guys get to play. Look at that.
Yeah.
You got, what time are you guys swimming?
Right now.
Right now? You're like, why don't you guys get out of here so we can get to swimming, right?
Tell him. What do you tell him? Say, yeah, baby.
Yeah,
baby. Your shoes are on the wrong feet. You know, I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, and my 5-year-old still puts her shoes on the wrong feet, and she's like, Daddy, did I do it right? It's like, yeah, you know what? It's fine.
And he gets mad
Yeah.
and takes them off and puts them back
It's
on.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, Lucy's 5.
Where's the time going?
I have, so we were one and done, 17. I have a 17-year-old. And then my wife decided that, you know, let's have another one. So I'm like, I'm, you know, getting up there here, you know, which it forced me to be.
But you guys have been together a long time.
Yeah, so now I have an 8-year-old and a 5. We're done, and now she's actually speaking about, should we try one more time? It's like, I'm 47. No, no, that's a terrible idea. I don't know what
He's getting this on camera.
Yeah, but still, it's like, I'm gonna have a kid at 50. I mean, everyone's already saying, "Hey, Grandpa, it's so nice you spend so much time with your grandkids," and I don't even correct them, because, I mean, I'm old enough to be their grand.
You know, it's crazy
my
because
grandchildren.
I wanted these two to have 2 more, but I have to say, with 4 grandsons,
All boys.
all boys. And I raised 2 girls. I'm over the moon about my 4 grandkids.
Yeah.
They have dirt bikes and 4-wheelers down in the barn, and they like to be out deer hunting, and they love to fish.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're big fishermen.
My
Want
son.
to do Steve a little thanks for watching?
Okay.
real quick?
Yes. Sorry. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Tune in. We have another one next week and the following week. Apparently, this is what we're going to be doing now. Thank you, Carrie and family, for allowing us and trusting us to work on your property. We greatly appreciate all the kind words, and we really, really try hard to make sure that the whole service from start to finish is fantastic. We are not perfect, but if there is an issue or problem, you can always reach out. We're always here to help, and we want to make sure that we leave people better than what we actually met them. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and stay tuned for more.